this ain't gonna be a long one.
Oh,
anyway, we're live. What is up, y'all? We're back.
Evil is good, guys. Evil is good.
Evil
is good.
Well, hold on. First of all, everybody needs to understand. You gotta go out and get yourself some evil ass. Anyway, we're back here. Three Black Geeks back at it again. We are talking Eddie Murphy
Exploding
in a
dogs.
classic. No, mind-eating dogs.
Telekinesis.
I realized
mind-eating dogs into rivers.
I realized watching Vampire in Brooklyn. When we first did it, Eras was in Japan, and I realized we leaned more on the comedy of the movie. But upon watching it, I can count on one hand the comedy moments in this movie, and the fact that the majority of the movie is something that Dee mentioned, that there's a lot of exposition. It leans more so on the urban horror front. That's something that if you ever get a chance to, there's a documentary called Horror Noir, which talks about black horror over the years and movies and stuff. Really good.
Really good. I was about to say it's really good. Give it a chance. Give it a watch. Especially if you know nothing about the 70s.
Yeah, blaxploitation.
Yeah.
And to Wes Craven's credit, when you get past the comedy, there is something there that you're interested in when it comes to the lore, because just like in Blackula, they lean heavy on black vampires in the Caribbean.
Yeah,
basically, which I thought was fine.
Any connection to the old country and black people. That's what you really want to get the connection. How can we mix the world of vampires and black people? And everybody do go through Caribbean. Either they're Haitian, they're Jamaican or some shit like that. Which is there's got to be a reason why. I don't know why.
But I'm fine with it because I think it's one of those situations where I like how this movie, they describe the fact that explains the Bermuda Triangle and why people were disappearing, because vampires were killing them, basically, which I'm
that
like, all
makes a lot of sense.
All right, cool, fine. That's fine, because the Bermuda Triangle, beyond just this movie, it's always used as a plot device in a lot of like supernatural movies and
I like
stuff.
how they always say that the Bermuda Triangle swallows ships and like
planes.
Yeah, I think Rocco's Modern Life did try to make the Bermuda Triangle the best way.
Did the Bermuda Triangle in the cruising? I think it was the cruising episodes.
Yeah,
but I guess I gotta ask you, gentlemen, something. Just diving into this movie.
Yeah,
I was drawing a lot of parallels to stuff. Rewatching this movie again, off rip. In the opening, did anybody else recall that scene from Ghostbusters 2?
A little bit.
When the Titanic showed up.
In what kind of way?
When the Titanic couldn't show up,
it's like,
same spot.
So I'm saying it's the same spot.
Same spot. Yeah, same spot and everything.
It's like the same spots, same little Harvard look,
Charles.
It crossed my mind for like 2.5 seconds, though.
I mean, come on, you got a comedic duo. You got a comedic duo there of John Witherspoon and Kadeem Hardison.
Is it racist to say
Trevor Belmont is whipping? Okay, stop. Brian, go home.
I mean,
I'm sorry, what? Let me see that again. Let me hold on. Yes. Anyway. Oh,
I mean, to be fair, Trevor Belmont was whipping some black spooks in the Castlevania series, so
the fact that he killed a black vampire.
Don't add to the racism.
Look, we had talked about this on the last episode, man. Racism is at an all-time low in terms of it really having a kick to it. So, hey, why not?
Hey, Chris, you can't pull my words against me, all right, man? You can't pull my agreement.
This is the stock market. Racism be losing motherfuckers money. All right.
But
I mean, technically, it is losing people money. But I would say this about vampires. We always see vampires turn to bats. This is probably the first time I've seen vampires as wolves, and I don't know if that's the
That's the first time I've seen that.
That's the first time I've seen it. This is the first movie I've seen that happened. I don't know any other movie where that happened.
Here's the thing: wolves, dogs, owls, bats, and rats were like the creatures that I know that vampires can turn into.
Wolves just sounds weird because they're enemy.
I don't know how the wolf thing go.
I watch too much
I'll
Underworld.
be
I'm
honest
all
with
like,
you.
that's the natural predator enemy, and I'm like, this fucking Underworld. God damn
No. It's much like it's so funny. I remember we got into a conversation where both you guys like we like the traditional vampires. I'm like, you do realize
crosses.
there's no such thing. Excuse me, y'all do realize that number one, that crossing bullshit and all that's not a traditional goddamn vampire whatsoever fucking ever. but
kill my joy with that
let's
one.
just lean on that lore for a little bit. That's the whole thing about vampires. They're like,
but hold on, but why is it that? Hold on, but why is it that
they pick parts of lore to use?
No, wait,
to add to their story.
No,
whatever works. You know what I mean?
No, if that's really the case, then how come every time Dracula gets stabbed in the heart, it's always with a cross-shaped weapon?
Because
except for Blade,
that
it was a
story, Christianity hurts him. And other stories, Christianity is like, nigga, if you don't get that cross out of my face, shut up.
It's like, was it Bram Stoker's? It was the cross that was like, oh shit.
Yeah. That's the traditional gothic. I am from this type of
so technically, Dracula at this point has reached comic book rules where you can do reimaginings and
Marvel Eris, Dracula, Nosferatu, or Vampire Man, whatever you want to call him. Hold on. What was his name? Fangs. Whatever you want to call him.
Fangs McGee.
Whatever you want to call him has been in the quote unquote public domain since the nigga came out. Much like Sherlock Holmes, Frankenstein, and now Winnie the Pooh.
That bullshit ass movie.
Yeah,
don't watch that fucking movie. That movie is trash.
No, dude, you knew it was gonna be trash.
Not even a good kind of trash. But it's like, all right,
you don't let them get their $300,000 and shit.
$300. No, but you're right because
whatever you want with those characters. So yeah,
because right now
running lore with Dracula or the vampires, you can.
Right now, Dracula's weaknesses is literally just silver and wooden stakes and sunlight.
I mean, that's the classic shit. Yeah. I don't like the silver thing is much like the silver thing. I had to explain to me, and I'm like, that's stupid. Well, you're stupid.
Actually, Actually, if you watch a little show, sir, called Venture Brothers, Jefferson Twilight answers this question.
Yeah, we just gonna leave it at that.
I only kill Blackulous.
My bad. He only kill Blackulous.
He only kill Blackulous. I don't know if they.
Dracula don't bite. Dracula scream.
That's one of my favorite ones. Red Fox Dracula, played by Phil Lamar, may be the best Dracula there ever been.
But no,
but
I would say Eddie Murphy, to his credit, there was a lot of Wes Craven-isms because Wes Craven, his brand of horror, when it gets into horror, it works. Music and all that stuff, the atmosphere and all that stuff, it works.
But here's the thing that gets me, Chris. I like how you negated the comedy. Like, what are you talking about? Wes Craven loves doing that shit. Dog, we're going to do
the yeeting of the dog is an example of that.
Who is that?
The yeeting of the dog is an example of that.
Ah, yes. I have the picture of the dog getting mind yeeted.
Because you want to know the white.
Shout out to the rocket launcher they put underneath the dog. Yeah.
Because you want to know the white version of Vampire in Brooklyn. You want to know the white version of this?
What?
That movie with our girl Cursed with the werewolves. That was the white version of Vampire in Brooklyn, where it's like, all right, you got horror, and then you got some wacky comedy with the wolf giving the finger to the damn cops, and I'm like, okay, Wes, of course you did that.
But here's the thing, Wes Craven has always had this thing where he'll do horror and then there'll be like comedy in it. If you ever see the original, what was it, House on the Left or whatever it is?
Yeah, Last House on the Left.
Yeah, if you ever look at the original of it, there's a scene where you see these motherfucking hippies about to get killed, and all of a sudden you're seeing the mom and dad eating, like making a pie. They're like, no. It's like, Somebody was being mutilated. What the fuck are you doing, West? Like, he does that all the time.
But even in the Scream movies, because we talked about it with Scream.
In the Scream movies, he like doing that shit, yeah. Look, and I'm making an announcement right now. We're doing Nightmare Before Elm Street this year. Before Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street. Jesus Christ. Fucking movie. Anyway, fuck it. Anyway, but yeah, we're doing Elm Street, and even in the Elm Street movies, come on, man. Come on. Johnny Depp getting ate up in that bed is comedy today. Oh, no. Eric's your favorite part. When homegirl got her ear licked by fucking Freddy.
It's like, is that rape or not? I don't know.
Oh, no.
At this point, no. It doesn't even matter.
Hey, look.
It's a dream. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. And also, Chris, Robert Englund Freddy, we can't prove it. Now, Jack Hardy Freddy? Oh, Earl Hardy? Or it was Earl Hardy? What's his name?
I think Earl Hardy.
Jake, is it Jake? You know, whatever.
Jackie Earl Haley.
Earl Haley. Yeah. Jack Earl Haley. Yeah. He's a child toucher. Yeah, burn him.
Ironically enough,
old Freddy, they applied it, but it really was never proven. The new one,
the new Freddy, they did that whole shtick. Before we get back to that, the new Freddy, they applied. They applied the shtick of the. Like, they try to play the middle thing, like, did he or did he not touch those kids? I don't know. The parents are at fault because they killed them all without due process, basically. And I'm like, you can't do that because either he did it or he didn't.
No, he did it. Remember? No, they made it clear because remember, God, it's the most creepiest scene. I forgot which girl it is. I think it's the second one where he's all, it's like, oh God, he's a child toucher. And he's really going to fucking kill that girl.
No due process, and them parents killed him. I was like, yeah.
I mean, hold on.
Yo,
once you've seen it for yourself, Chris, at this point, everybody turned into Sally Field from Eye for an Eye. Fuck the due process. No. Let me put it to you this way. I'm going to murder him in my house and get away with it.
Yo, why the fuck? I've been looking at that, like the newer Bay one. I will say this.
Kiefer Sutherland with a mullet. Anyway, go ahead.
Thank you, Eris. No, Eric, but Chris, the newer Bay one, I will give it this. This is not scary. This is not scary. No. This sucks. But no, it boo, ha, look, ha.
I mean, I will say this: the one kid that was smart in that movie took Adderall and stayed awake. I was like, "That's a smart fucking idea." I didn't even think of that.
That genius kid. Anyway.
That kid. But anyways, Vampire in Brooklyn. I will say this: like the only thing that got me. I get that when we get vampires, when they show their true form, it's supposed to be scary. It's like it looked weird in this one.
You can tell that
not for me.
The editing was weird in this whole movie too.
Editing was weird. The pacing was kind of spotty at some points, but as far as the transformation when we see Eddie Murphy, Max
turn into fucking Scary Wolf
when he turns into like his or what I like to call him activating level 3 X Factor vampire, where where his face gets like 2 times bigger and shit. A part of me thought to myself, all right, did y'all just contact Rick Baker and say, hey, the shit that you did for Thriller, can we get an Eddie Murphy version?
Can we just get that?
I mean, now I will say this: Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, just ridges, but make him look like Homeboy from Star Trek. But we're trying not to get sued.
Eddie Murphy played a very convincing Italian. I will get that. That was perfect. Perfect.
No. Let me stop you. Let me stop you real quick. Was the whole thing with the Italians in this just blatant 90s racism?
Is it racist to Italians, sir? No.
They're white. Hear me out. Eddie Murphy took over. He took over one of the Italians. Plays an Italian hitman named Guido.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Hold on. At the very beginning of the movie, when Kadeem Hardison is getting chased down by the mobsters. Sorry, the Buttons, if you will. He's getting chased down by the Buttons, right?
Mm-hmm.
He says, and I quote, and I sent it to you guys in the group chat. My man said, and I quote, you know, all you Goombas look the same to me. I stopped it, sent it to you on this, and I said, that is racist.
Is it racist? Is it really?
Yes.
Is it really? How's it racist?
Yes, it is. Because you see,
the level of disrespect.
You have to respect people's cultures. All right?
They're white.
Respect them.
They're white.
Respect.
Please put the violence away.
Can you respect them?
They're white. They would have been our slave masters if they came here in America. So what are we talking about here?
Stop, man.
It's like telling me, it's like, Chris, they're Irish. Sure, they're Irish. Guess what? They'll call me a nigga in my face. So what are we talking about here? Like, come on. Like,
no, see, first of all, they would get creative. They wouldn't be.
I like how Chris, when Chris realized it was February, he went to Kayokan.
I know, right?
Fuck them crackers.
Barely activating Ultra Instinct here.
Hey, understand, this is 24/7. This ain't just February. Understand. This is
like, yo, I'm looking.
We got fucking Chris Farrakhan over here.
No, not that crazy, but
oh my brothers, why y'all still coming to work?
I mean, since you already said
Chris,
it, sir.
You smell
mean,
good, man. It's the new soap I'm wearing, brother.
I mean, you know, you might as well
this
say
is
it.
Facts.
I mean, you know, the name is already there. Already got the name there. You see it, CJX. Let's go. Let's go. But nah, that whole scene, that shit looked like the shtick from what was it? Delirious, when he was talking about Rocky. That's where he lifted it from. Like, oh, you cool, you know what I'm saying? It was, but it's fucking hilarious because, like, understand, like,
the fucking nigga's gonna get it for me.
Because like,
you want me your fucking mook?
Because here's the crazy part.
Excuse me.
You just seen Rocky. Look here, little itty bitty white man.
Get your ass back in your IROC Z28.
IROC Z28. Take your ass home.
Here's the crazy part. I've been rewatching Sopranos, and it's just as fucking egregious to black folks that I barely remember that. But the fact that there's a whole season dedicated to them really like going racist on black folks, I'm like, oh shit.
Oh yeah.
God damn.
Because here's the thing. I like how Italians are the only one that will admit, yeah, there's a couple of fucking black people here. Yeah, I call them fucking nigga. You fucking live with them? Like Italians to their detriment with this, they go ham at us.
Consistent at least. Fuck, you know.
Hey, look, real talk. Africa versus Rome. I understand it. Hey, that's old beef. I get that. Y'all want to be us. Y'all take everything from us.
Hey, I remember you. You beast fuck Nikki. Hey.
No, real talk. Y'all want to know some history? I'll tell y'all some good black history, right? Here's some black history. The Romans spent, and I am not bullshitting, they had spent at least 60% of their fucking time as conquerors over everybody, losing battles. But here's the thing they were good at. They will lose and then copycat the living crap out of you and then beat you. So, oh yes. These niggas didn't know how to sail, right? And you know what they end up doing? And about half a year later, they had a fleet bigger than the people they were fighting. Yo, they are some copycat ass niggas. And I thought to myself, that's how white people are. They can copy, but they cannot create.
But nah, but go back to
Black History Month, y'all.
Go back to the movie.
Going back to the movie.
Continue, Sue.
There was
Hey, Chris started it.
Yeah, and I'm deading it. Now listen. After
Yeah. Shut the fuck up, guys.
You brought up history, D, and
God damn it.
And I thought of something.
Yes, sir.
At the very beginning of the movie, when Maximilian does his exposition / narration, telling his quick little backstory of what brought him to Brooklyn in the first place, I remember him telling the story of how he became the last surviving vampire, right? It was a whole heap of them before. Mm-hmm. And they went to the Bermuda Triangle, did some things, you know, wreak some havoc, cause some damage. But then there was one part that just stuck out to me, and I said, y'all some weak ass vampires for you to get rolled by by the people in the Bermuda Triangle, you being the last of them, Eddie.
So that's what I'm saying.
How much did your race of vampires suck?
So what happened?
No pun intended.
So what happened? Like in World War II, y'all what happened? What?
No, because you think
that's what got me about
that y'all die at sea.
I can only assume it's like that. I hate to pull it from the last season of this Castlevania season with Trevor, where we see the villagers, they raid the vampire camp during the day, and you remember that one that had the actual full suit that can cover them up. Like that was like, that's the only way I could see them ambushing them, and during the day. That's the only thing I could figure. That's literally the only thing I could figure out. They ambushed them during the day somehow, and Eddie got out.
Much like a lot of this movie.
See, and by that logic, then that just proves to you the keen intelligence of one Deacon Frost. My man had sunscreen.
See, they didn't think that far, because didn't that happen in an interview with the vampire where where Antonio Banderas and them got ambushed by like the villagers and they killed all of them except for Lestat?
Something like that. If not, that was at the end. That was like at the. God, fuck.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember.
I'm getting a lot of vampire shit, because it's like clashing in my brain right now.
But I mean, clearly they went through it, because for him to bust out to Rita like on some "I knew your dad," I'm like, could have led with that, but I know you exposition just dumped just a second ago that why you didn't do it. But like, all right, you knew her dad. Like, fuck, you could have led with that. Might have had a conversation too.
It wasn't. Well, no. See, Chris. It wasn't. I knew your dad. You got to do it in the Eddie Murphy vampire. I knew your father.
Shut up, Harris.
You know what? To be fair, I actually liked the accent. It was fine. He kept it up the whole time.
He did.
That's to Eddie's credit. Eddie. It's funny. D said it when we were talking offline. Like, a lot of critics were like going ham on his movie choices around this time, because this is like this is after Boomerang. This is
no. This was after Beverly Hills Cop.
This is right after
3.
Beverly Hills Cop.
So is this before or after Metro?
Before.
This is before Metro. Metro came out in 97.
Yeah, so he did this. He did Metro. They were really questioning his choice of movies.
Put it this way: Eddie went through a weird thing in the 90s, because in the 90s he was 30 years old. In the 90s he had kids. In the 90s. Yeah, he wasn't super popular like he was anymore, but he still had power. So he still had enough that he can still get people, jobs and shit. Yeah. Also, he got caught with that transvestite. That didn't help a lot.
It was around that time.
That really didn't help a lot.
I will say this: Beverly Hills Cop 3 is that whole franchise. The franchise that made him the rock star comedian of the 80s was also the same franchise that started the decline of his popularity. Because the moment Beverly Hills Cop 3 came out and that thing was not good, and he even admits it himself that movie is god-awful, it started a trend of movies where, like you said, Chris, Hollywood was questioning his movie choices.
Because he blew up with it felt like he had a second win with Nutty Professor and especially Shrek. But then for every Nutty Professor and Shrek, you get stuff like what was it?
You get like
Holy Man. You get Bowfinger, which low key is actually pretty funny.
Bowfinger, much like Vampire in Brooklyn, got a second life in the video market and became a cult classic.
Showtime, Pluto Nash.
Yeah, Showtime. Nash.
He got a little success with I Spy and Daddy Daycare, but that was kind of like
I would say I Spied the critics didn't like it. I think it
made money. Enough. It made money though.
It made money, but I think it just critically didn't do that well. Daddy Daycare to me, I think broke even, but it became a franchise. So
and then like Dream.
No, but this is what was interesting to me. You go from Vampire in Brooklyn to Nutty Professor, then Metro. You get a voice role in Mulan, then Dr. Dolittle, then Holy Man, then Light, then Bowfinger, then Nutty Professor 2, then Shrek, Dr. Dolittle 2, so you get 2 back-to-back good things. And then hold on. Then we get Showtime, Pluto Nash, I Spy.
Daddy Daycare, Haunted Mansion,
Shrek 2.
Yay! Dream Girls, yay!
Dream Girls, which I like to call his his happy comeback. Shrek the Third, Meet Dave, imagine that.
Yeah, Meet Dave was terrible.
To be honest with you,
after Dave
Tower Heist.
To be honest with you, after Norbit, Norbit is where he started going down. Despite Shrek the Third being low key good, it was just like Meet Dave. Imagine that. Shit.
Meet Dave was bad.
Meet Dave.
Imagine. Imagine that.
Yeah, that was the one where he was a workaholic.
Here's the funny thing about Imagine That.
The other movie,
critically, people loved Imagine That.
I mean, because it was a typical workaholic dad, got to be with his daughter.
Everybody loved that fucking concept, you know what I mean?
And then came a thousand.
It didn't do well, but
then came 1,000 Words.
Then he did Mr. Church, where people were like, "What the fuck were you thinking, Eddie?"
Then he gives us probably the greatest gift of all. Dolomite Is My Name.
Because you want to know something funny about that, Eris? All those movies you set up until Dolomite Is My Name wasn't something that came out of Eddie's heart.
Right.
Remember, even when we reviewed it, by the way, I'm proud of us on that, by the way. We straight up reviewed that movie. But he said it straight up himself. He wanted to do that story about Rudy Ray Moore for years.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was one of those jumps where it was going to be good no matter what.
Tower Heist was more Ben Stiller than Eddie. Eddie was just there for the ride.
It's kind of funny how Tower Heist, much like I Spy and I will say one other movie, it was like, how did you make it out there, Eddie? I don't know, but I did.
Fucking facts. They made that shit in 2008 and 3 years later it came out. It was like, yo, really? Like, damn. I remember the story behind that. They held on that movie for 3 years before they finally was like, all right, let's go ahead and release it.
And it's funny because lots of movies are like that. Like, remember we said the same thing about my favorite, one of my favorite release hell movies, Mind Hunters. Made and ready to go in 2003, didn't get released till 2005.
Cleaned up on
my favorite one. My favorite one was Jason X because that got hit. That was supposed to come out on Halloween. Didn't come out until April in Germany, and then it came out in America in the summertime.
Hey, I think it's amazing. These are amazing. Vampire in Brooklyn.
I love that.
Vampire in Brooklyn came out Halloween weekend in October. Guess what? Another movie came out that same weekend
in '95. God, I don't know.
We say this movie all the time, dude. You're gonna laugh your ass off.
What?
Powder. Same opening weekend. Same opening weekend.
I was supposed to put Powder on the Audible list. Thank you. Now I remember.
Came out the same weekend as Vampire. Like, I want people to understand, Vampire in Brooklyn and Powder basically tied for first opening weekend, but they didn't get number one because guess what? The big whimsical movie that came out, Get Shorty, was huge. Nobody was touching Get Shorty.
Who knew? Get Shorty to me just sucked the dick of the critics the right way. Did you see it, Travolta?
He's a mobster. He's a mobster that does things, and it's like, okay.
And that do with Hollywood.
So gentlemen,
they love shit like that, man.
Gentlemen, real quick, because I don't want to volcano high this podcast.
No, we don't.
I wanted to
actually, I would say that's actually more of a House Party 3. Oh my God, we did not talk about House Party 3. Anyway, go ahead.
I wanted to ask you guys. So, in the process of making this movie,
yes, sir,
did they just forget to, I guess, give a balance on the durability and powers of Maximilian because
they freestyled it?
Because how is it that he's here to find the daughter of said vampire, and yet he's running out of time?
I was going to ask you.
They didn't.
Hold on. You have eternal life. You have eternal life. You give said eternal life, as it is shown right here. But yeah, you're running out of time.
It's one of those things where they couldn't figure out like what story they wanted to tell. So the idea
really
of
couldn't.
because Maximilian could have easily just kept doing his Lestat vampire, that shit the whole
I'm
time.
sorry, I'm actually looking at Angela's titties, but go ahead.
I mean, right here, you can tell he's about to pull the Midnight Bliss from Darkstalkers. He's going for it.
This guy.
Oh God, you're a nerd for that.
Yes, I am.
That nerd.
Yes, I am.
Fucking dork.
I'm a nerd. Okay.
You are little Earth. You truly are a 3 black.
Thank you.
That's the crazy part, man. What's weird?
There was a lot of the rules that didn't connect. Look,
yeah,
that's the problem. See, Eris, and that goes into the doggone editing. It was so choppy, and then what part?
Like here's the thing.
Oh, her girlfriend, Nikki. Everything about her. Like, wait a minute, why are you outside? Wait a minute, you just let that nigga in your house? Wait a minute,
but guys,
I thought she saw Justice leave. Why does he do?
But guys, despite all that, D, the most realistic aspect of this movie, yeah, you're gonna need a roommate if you live in New York. So that was at least realistic.
Yeah,
that is realistic,
even in the mid-90s.
Because listen, you're one roommate.
Actually, hold on, Eric. Hey, Chris, I do you one better. New York. No,
that's everywhere.
Washington D.C.
Well, hold on. If you want to, no,
looks like a destination point for all of us because we can't afford this place.
Hey, Eris knows this. You probably see this too. Shouts to all the transplants that come to DC. You tell them, well, if you want to be cheaper, live out in the suburbs. I want to be in DC. Fuck you. I'm like, it's time to help you out and save money. My bad. Fuck.
Come to DC. Come to DC. Can't find a significant other though.
Hey, Eris.
I want you, Eris. Listen to me. I want you to apologize
to all the
many. Hold on. To the many single blurs that can't look inside themselves and know that they are trash and want to change what's good with them. I need you to forgive I need you to go this day. I'm sorry, because you know what, they listen to us too. And you know why why they sit at home lonely listening to a podcast and not, going out getting laid or some shit like that. They listen to us. And we're there for them. Sure. Random girl that listened to us who was a lesbian. You could be out there getting your stuff ate out, but you're here with us with 3 men. Look at your life.
All I'm saying is,
so
that was just funny because that whole scenario was funny. I don't know what Nikki does. She might be a prostitute. I don't fucking know. But it's like, yo, Angela, you're a
man.
Oh, hold on,
she's
Chris.
A cop, and you need a roommate. That's like, damn. First off, you're already underpaid.
Chris, I was just going to simply say before you continued was my pettiness was brought to you by alkaline water and fuck Konami.
You're drinking out of a Konami, which means that you're pushing the circle here. So
I'm pushing Konami's tears.
You could have just put a chalk of fuck Konami on the thing, and I would have respected that.
You could
have just hold on. I'm about to say I could switch it to the Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do is show Yu-Gi-Oh.
I got a question here. If you support Yu-Gi-Oh, this is that you support. You say I ain't gonna do that. That's topical. Anyway.
Hey, I want people to know Eris was pressed for that fucking water jug, by the way. He was pressed to the point he was like, I'm going back and get another bag. I was like, have at it.
Yeah. Nigga, do you know this thing is like a limited edition? You can't get this shit in stores.
Chris.
Again, I'm a nerd.
Chris, this is how Eris looked over there. Yeah. So how many more jobs I got? How many you got? That's what I'm talking about. Thank you.
Yo, can I say how backwards it was? Now, here's my thing.
How is it James Hardison not only the most funniest, but he's doing the most with his makeup?
No, you know what was weird? Here's my thing about this. That's your guy. Like, right? Why would you make it to where he decays? Wouldn't you want him to look human? That's the weird part about it.
Okay, Chris, I can explain that. See, in the movie's attempt to, to once again completely skirt the durability and said abilities of one Maximilian vampire, making a ghoul, as what Kadeem is turned into.
A fucking ashy nigga. That's what
Hold
he turned him into.
Hold on. He is referred to as a ghoul, which in 3 years from now they'll be called familiars. Except he got the shitty end of the stick of being a familiar because this dude is decaying.
Well, until he put on Maximilian's ring and it somehow gave him
which of course none of that was explained. Hold on, the closest thing we got to this GQ.
I'm sorry, this is a dope ass picture. That's
GQ. That's officially GQ magazine cover. Anyway, when Maximilian mentioned to him that becoming a ghoul has certain benefits later down the line, and I'm like, okay, that felt like a throwaway line because we never circled back to that line, by the way.
And I think it was meant for anybody that knows anything about yes, master. Down the line, that nigga ain't gonna get nothing. He's gonna die or like get his head chopped off, and you're gonna bite him at the end or some crap like that. He's not gonna get nothing, and for him to actually get something is very cool of you. And
hold on. But this is the dumb part. Yeah, you infected him with your own blood, turning him into a ghoul. But nowhere does it state that by wearing his ring, he becomes a vampire.
But Eris, these are the rules. This is my mic is the rules. A goalpost, if you will. Say that my mic is the rules. The goalpost, if you will. This is what we're doing, okay, sir? We're doing this. We're doing this.
Yeah.
Just gonna move it all the way over here, okay?
Yeah, we're gonna move it right along. Yeah, it's going back here now.
We're doing with the rules.
We're circling
them until it's comfortable for us. Yeah, that's
and then somewhere, because this is Max, the goalpost just yeets.
Much like the dog.
There's a darkness to this because he becomes a vampire at the end of the movie. I know he went back to that chick's place that booted him out and killed her. I'm just saying.
Yeah. When Kadeem becomes a vampire.
Yeah. I know he had to go back to that chick's place and was like, I got one more business to take care of, and probably killed her. Because
he definitely did.
Or he made her into a ghoul.
That'd be just messed up.
That'd be. I tell you what, thing he make him a ghoul, and that is John C. Witherspoon.
I laughed my ass off at how he described Angela Bassett walking out after getting fucked by Maximilian. She's like, she came out bow-legged.
He said all of his signature stuff. Bang, bang, bang.
I mean,
no. Hold on. Best line though. It's like, what? Like she came, like she rolled through here with cat. What cat? Some suave motherfucker.
My favorite one. How to do? How to do? We good.
He gave him that go court. He straightened the fuck up. Like,
hey, man, what you gonna do to me? What you gonna do to me? You gonna take help me, please.
John Witherspoon, honest to God, had no business being the funniest person in this whole movie.
Low key, Julius
floated in Eddie Murphy's circle for a minute. Him, Robin Harris, all those guys, certain guys just swam in the same circle, and it's kind of cool that John Witherspoon, and you can tell John Witherspoon and Charlie Murphy, they stayed close to each other throughout their careers too. You know, so it's just that's cool as hell, man. That when you really look back at it, John Witherspoon was in a lot of shit, in a lot of roles. Real talk, blessed to be in, because holy shit, man, that's why I love John Witherspoon. He's just everywhere, man. Especially when you need him. In this movie, him and Kadeem Hardison, really, because
we needed more. We really needed more.
Gets me, though.
We needed more of them.
Yeah, I know, because this movie, it really didn't know if it wanted to be horror or it wanted to be a thriller or it wanted to be
it's definitely called a dark comedy. That's what
I give it that.
But the thing of it is, again, I can count on one hand the comedy moments because everything else is thriller horror, but it's exposition thriller horror.
And that's the best, and that was the best part too, Chris. The movie goes from like you said, you can count on one hand how many comedy points, and then it just takes a violent shove out of the comedy.
Bro, he kills a white woman who makes the most flattest of fucking jokes about racism and shit.
Yeah,
kills her. I'm like,
First of all, when she says I have pepper spray and I'm not afraid to use it, and then she tries to sympathize.
Solidarity.
Goes for solidarity, and she says, "But I understand the Negro race."
Like, lady, shut up, miss. I would have voted for Obama 3
No.
times. What the hell, man?
Ma'am, please. I really need for you to stop with your "I live on the Upper West Side" ass right now.
Madam, listen to me. Look, everything about you screams on Lena Dunham's mom. So I'm just going to just.
First off, sir, don't mention Lena Dunham. Just like, yeah.
I'm sorry. I said Lena Dunham. I said Lena Dunham's mom. I'm sorry. That wasn't a big ass fucking fat ass cow. There we go.
Now I need you to do me a favor. I need you to go ahead and listen. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to go ahead and let Truffles be free, because I'm about to take a chomp on your exposed neck there.
Let me tell you something.
Truffles.
This is gonna sound dark, but I thought the scene, because first off, Max is smooth as shit, because
very smooth.
Nikki and him hit it off immediately. What made it funny in a way is it went from them having like hard, passionate, fuck me hard sex, and she says, "Let me see your face," and I'm like, "But y'all, okay, see your face? Like, was it pitch black? You couldn't like use your night vision to see him?"
No. That was some good old. I'm about to bust a nut and I want to look at you in my face. Wait a minute, why you biting me, nigga?
Question.
I was just like, why do you want to see his face? Question. I don't know any chick that wants to see your face at night here.
I'm just saying. That's deep. I'm not.
Well, now you vision here? Like, I don't know.
I have a question.
Not that person.
Listen, I have a question that I really need to ask that I'm afraid nobody would even dare ask. How did the blood come out of the keyhole?
See, what it was is
you got all the answers, Christopher.
I know, right?
See, what it was is
do tell.
See, what it was is he had her bent over in front of the door, doggy style. And she said, "I want to see the face," is because he had her bent over and she was trying to turn around. And he bit her, and then blood went through the door. See, there you go. That's how it happened.
The accuracy of the trajectory of said blood.
See, I just answered my own question on why she said she didn't want to see his face, so that makes sense now. So he had her tagging from behind.
See, this is why you talk things out.
Hey, I feel like Columbo right now.
Got one more thing. Right, I got a question. Well, you had sex with her. There was blood in the keyhole. So how was it possible? Like I would think if I was the one making love to her, I think I'd be against the wall. But that's me. You'll have a good night.
But my thing is this.
Hold on. And you know for a fact that the bed was way against the wall. The door. Hold on. The door was a smooth 5 feet away from the bed.
Blood money shot. There you go.
Stay right there. I'm going to get your face.
There it is. Oops. Blood.
Stop. It's bad enough I was watching. What was it? Always Sunny, and Dave DeVito mentioned TD Boy, and I was like, "Stop! I'm going home."
No, but what made it roll in his house? But you know what's funny?
No.
You know what's funny though? I like how Rita was low key fucking jealous of Nikki getting fucked that night. Like, how dare this chick getting sex?
Personally, that was mostly because who she thought was getting yes. Shout outs to a 1995 Angela Bassett.
I'm just gonna say this.
I'm not gonna say young Angela Bassett because let's be real,
she
still looks the same.
She looks exact. I would say yes. Her face is not as smooth as it used to be, and yeah, she's getting the
the milfy forehead thing going on that black women get. But
I would say this
extremely gracefully.
I mean, I would say
this. That looks like her now.
Yeah.
No, but I would say this. I'm a fan of Strange Days, Angela Bassett, which was before this movie. So
yes, sir.
You know,
but
I would say this.
Hold on.
Angela Bassett, CCH Pounder, and Alfred Woodard. Hey, they have a sci-fi catalog. They are good in it.
Hey, Alfred Woodard being with Picard in First Contact.
Sci-fi horror. Those three eat.
Especially CCH Pounder and RoboCop 3.
So wait, gentlemen. I gotta go back to this real quick. Mm-hmm. Nikki, who Rita thinks is smashing one Alan Payne.
I gotta say, you know what? I gotta say this now, Eric, Chris, guys, right now. Scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. What level of beige is he in this movie?
About a 4.
I give him a 3. I give him a solid 3. He's simping.
No,
but
is G Money 5?
G Money would be a 3.
No, you're wrong. Y'all are very wrong. See, watching this movie, this is something that you see a lot in anime. The two of them have clearly not just have chemistry, they clearly have feelings for each other, but don't express it until it's too fucking late.
Ah, yes.
Point out something too. My man, look, I'm believing of a lot of actors that can be physical.
Stop it, Chris. I knew you were going for this.
You mean to tell me this motherfucker was pulling out Green Ranger spin kicks on Eddie Murphy out of the fucking blue in dad jeans? Bugle Boy jeans?
Chris, stop. See,
shut up.
You stop it right now. Because you
stop it right now.
Listen, I will not have you
on Black History Month.
On Black History Month, I will not have you bad mouthing Alan Payne and his stunt double Walter Jones doing spin kicks on
Not dark enough, because that stunt double was not even dark enough to be Walter Jones, my dude.
You ain't lying. That stunt double clearly had a good shape up. Hey Walter, I know you found a black woman that cares for you. You got lined up now. I'm proud of you.
2 years strong.
Forgot who you really are, nigga.
2 years strong with a good lineup.
I know who you really are, nigga. I know when you go home at night, you take a shower, you're like, oh shit, the pencil wearing off. I know. It's okay. I support you.
Hey, he had the best scene in the new House Party reboot.
Hey, 1996, my parents bought me Happy Birthday, Zach, for my birthday. It's one of my favorite episodes of all time.
Yeah, with your TV girlfriend that we never see again after that.
I ain't never see her again.
I ain't see you with
Eric. I ain't never see you with a sister until now. And all of a sudden you look good. This is what I'm talking about, nigga. I support you. I know that's a piece. It's okay though. It's okay. It's okay. Steve Harvey used Beijing on his
but hold on though. D brought this up.
Look, Rick Ross has been using a piece for years.
I think it's this. But going back to what Eris is saying about Earth 52, Lisa Nicole Carson. This looks like this could have been right for Lisa Nicole Carson.
That's what's the name off a Third Rock from the Sun, and you will respect her. I don't know her name.
Universe 34.
But yeah, me and D had this talk offline about that. And I said, oh, she's like the typical 90s hoe. And D was like, no. That only represents 1% of chicks like that. Because she was really over the top with this. Oh, a man.
I mean, now let me tell you something. Hold on. Vampires weren't the only ones that were thirsty in this movie.
You ain't lying, dog. Look, I will give you this, though, Chris. Mm-hmm. She has all the signs of a 90s hoe.
See-through shirt.
Yeah,
ready to fuck. I'm pretty sure it smells like a certain type of weed. Like it smells good in there, but it's like an underline of weed in there.
I'm gonna say it right now. The 90s aesthetic is the braids, because Janet Jackson had the same shit in Poetic Justice.
But then again,
I'm a sucker for it. I ain't gonna lie. So
I don't know, but they really didn't display her wholeness. They just said she was a hoe, and therefore she was.
Because she
no. Hold on.
Her.
Now, speaking of her hoish ways, now when she's getting destroyed,
beast fucked, as the Guido said.
Yeah,
that's another
when
one.
When she's getting what somebody had said, the scene with her and Max, clearly a Bible Black scene.
Oh yes, it was.
Shut up.
When that was happening, right? We get to see a side of Rita that we don't normally see, and
artiste.
Yes, pure artiste. She was painting her ass off.
She unknowingly basically painted Nikki after getting killed and hanging at the top of whatever building in that area and stuff. Apparently because
connection you have for her having some weird power of spiritual.
Well, she's half vampire, half human, so she gets the, I guess.
See, but that wasn't the only painting. Like, she's had like other paintings that she's done.
I know, but it's kind of like whatever.
But
hold on.
Movie was in a hurry.
Wait. See, but that first time that she painted that image of the girl wrapped in bed sheets and being hung, she thought that was herself. Because remember that first time she hallucinated, she had that dream.
Open the casket.
When she opened the casket, and the first time she opened the casket and saw the freaking vampire dog, and eventually saw Max. But no, the other scene, the other nightmare of hers, when she was walking home, the door gets broken in. She was like banging on the freaking elevator door. The door opens up, and it's her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that freaky.
This shit kind of her parents shit just reminds me of the shit from the Castlevania show with, Dracula has a wife and the people didn't like her and they burned her at the stake, and that's the same shit Max tells her, where it's like, yeah, your mother went nuts because your father sacrificed himself, for her, and she went crazy. And I'm like, well, why would she go crazy if like he died? Like, I get it, that she love your life, but like, come on, man. Like,
because Chris, I can answer that for you. First of all, she died with a broken heart, not from going crazy, but from an honest to God broken heart, because her lover who gave her Rita, decided to pull what would be in the 2001 video game Devil May Cry, sacrificed himself a la Sparta, being the last vampire, and sent Maximilian off to find the half human, half vampire.
You went a long way for that reference, Eris, but
I did, and I really don't care. But it's the truth, though, because think about it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
No, it's the same thing. But I remember hearing that on American Dad where somebody said yada 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 yada. Went a long way for that reference, but thank you.
Shout out to I'm gonna mess his name up. Zake Moke. He played Dr. Zico. He felt like the typical, like, all right, this is the black Van Helsing. This is what the movie's telling me? All right, cool, I'm fine with it.
He's black. He's black. He is Black Whistler.
I'm saying Van Helsing because this man was like, I got this wooden stake here. Here's what you're gonna do.
Real talk. I know what he was supposed to be and all that. I felt more of that vibe from the villain in Predator 2 than him. I'm sorry.
I was waiting for him. I was waiting for him to talk. I was waiting for him to talk.
This dude.
I was waiting for him to talk to Justice, and all of a sudden he busts out some chicken bones and throws it on the ground or some shit.
Smokeless fire.
Max, come for you, boy. Something like that.
No, hold on. Did you like how he changed his tune up when he came to him with the paintings and he said, "I need your help." Oh, things have changed.
I'm sorry, yo. I need like a mini series of him and King Willie in a room just talking. King Willie and Dr. Zico having a conversation, doing a podcast.
Take a drink for every time them niggas say dread.
Big wild ass blunt.
I'm sorry, King Willie and two.
This is dread, man.
I'm sorry, my man sat there and really threw some chicken bones on there. I'm like, fuck the director for that shit. First off, like, chicken bones, like, All
right, here you go. So what is my motivation in this? So this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna take the chicken bones, you're gonna ride them and throw them out there like some nigga. All right, you ready? Get ready.
Every time I think of that, it's like, wow, we really were in the gutter when it came to just characterization.
Wow, yes we were. Yes we were. And you know what?
We were in the gutter.
We really were. This chicken bone.
Yo, real story, y'all.
Oh yeah, throw in Mr. Sims from Tales from the Hood.
Oh
Man.
God, real story. I remember I was in the 8th grade. We was watching Malcolm X, right? And Delroy Lindo's character showed up. Now you know Delroy Lindo's character in there. He's Jamaican.
Yeah.
One of my white friends said,
There were Jamaican people in America at that time.
To be fair, that is
Hold
a
on.
question
No.
I would have asked that.
No. I can't do it. Hold on, D. I can't do it myself. Eddie, help me out. Thank you.
Thank you. There's a reason why D got this picture.
I need the Max face palm.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know.
Oh, speaking of which, that scene, by the way, is quite hilarious.
I like the editing in that scene because I got confused.
Hold on, can I talk about the setup?
Meant shit in that scene.
Set that up.
All right, I gotta set up the scene for y'all. First of all, when they go meet Dr. Zako, because they're getting clues about these dead bodies from the boat, still on that case of the boat mystery, right? They're when they go to talk to him, they're waiting for him to show up. We get random Cobra because, hey, why not keep wild ass, like exotic ass animals, behind a glass?
And it's not Florida this time with wild animals.
Right.
Crazy.
It's not Florida. It's not Florida, but it's a hole in the wall. A hole
Asian
in the wall
spot
club.
in New York.
Yeah, it's like yo.
I'm pretty sure that spot's a hookah bar now, but
First off.
But anyway,
hey yo. First off, Eris, stop. It would be a hookah bar. You all right?
I want to punch every single person whose idea of a business is a hookah bar in the face hard.
No. This is what D acts. This is what D is.
I can't even get an anime store, but I gotta get a hookah bar. What the fuck?
This is what D is asking. As a person that actually frequents tobacco stores, who's buying all these hookahs?
Thank you.
Who buying all these hookahs?
I see why.
Is it y'all? Because it ain't. I don't think it's niggas.
I see why PG County.
I got a hookah, but I barely use that bitch. So who's buying all these goddamn hookahs?
I see why PG and Montgomery County folks are pushing back on like, hey, why is there hookah bars, liquor stores, and this at every corner? No, hell no.
Yeah, we see what y'all doing. You ain't about to block. You ain't about to own the whole block. We ain't stupid.
Yeah.
Look, we ain't stupid. Hey man, keep that look. You keep that blunt store there. Yeah, keep the tobacco store there. Yeah, but all the rest of this can go.
But you're right though. The Cobra is like,
yeah, like the setup with the Cobra finding its way to Rita, which Maximilian is, let's be real, Max is controlling all this. Dumb young me thought that was Max in disguise.
Me too.
It's like Max is a snake. Oh shit, this is great.
Because again, there's no clear structure as what the hell Max can do. Again, the durability and ability of Max is highly in question.
He can mind eat a dog. He can transform into a wolf in the bat. He can control a lady he could control a lady in there with his mind, like kill the cop. And I'm like, well, that's kind of broad because that could be any cop. Like, okay, fine, kill the cop.
That's the whole point about that. But still, Chris, look, guys, look.
He could take a spin kick and actually get staggered, which I'm like, how?
And
he can eat punches though. He eats punches like a champ.
Not see the future to see a woman carrying a big ass staff to kill him with, but whatever.
Dr. Zico blinded him.
But no, I mean,
they can't look forward.
So you got, you got this Cobra that's about to sneak attack her, and then Max, boom, appears. Now, again, very smooth, and I
know
swear,
who the killer is.
He does this whole monologue of he knows who the killer is, yada yada yada, and he does what I believe Van Damme would do 2 years from now in Hard Target. just pull the freaking cobra, and yeah, he set that whole thing up.
I like
the
how the
whole
man. I like how
whole thing was a setup, and then
the snake
no,
was like, "I'm so
You know what I
sorry."
like? You know what I like there?
This never happened before. Go ahead, D.
You know what I like?
Good accent, by the way.
You know what I like? Rita.
Thank you.
Rita, I like that you stayed there. You could have easily walked away from that whole situation, but you stayed there, shocked and afraid.
I mean, any other sudden movements that would have been
like,
ass.
The second I saw that cobra, like, you can backpedal. There's like nobody behind you. You can leave.
Combat roll.
No, you can't. I don't think y'all understand exactly how
No,
fast.
no.
Cobras move.
You're right. No, you're right. Cobras do move fast. They do.
Yeah,
Fast
true.
as shit.
True. Angela, a bitch from Brooklyn. She
Nah. She trust me. She would pull away with battle damage.
Hey, Eris, here's the thing. Better question. So there's a wild ass snake is just out there. Unsupervised.
Yes, unsupervised.
This movie makes no sense. Anyway.
Back up, John Shaft, to shoot you in the afro.
Max set all that up. And then got it all
random
ruined
as that sound.
because here comes 18-year-old D with no filter around to mess it up for everybody. But yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about, man. You already got all the skis. I see what you about to do. Yeah, man, he already got.
We go from this.
I love the bloody tooth. I love the bloody tooth.
Wait, we go from this to this, back to this, back to this, and this.
I just like to say for the record, I like to say that Kadeem Hardison's character doing that is the exact reason why I stopped hanging around people, my coworkers from the military, because
God, they will run their fucking mouth, won't they?
Because no, it's like they see you talking to a chick, and then they'll do the shit where they'll cop block you, and I'm like, dog, get the fuck out of my. What are you doing here? Like, I'm out. Chris, how come you don't hang out with us?
Friends. I had the military friends that didn't cop block it. They just fuck it up for the rest of the class.
That too. That's happened a couple times. I'm like,
it'd be like this. Everything's good. Everything's fine. Eris, you know our boy. Hey, who trying to go to a titty bar? Nah, I ain't about to get ass from my girlfriend. Thank you very much. Thank you. You messed it up for the rest of the class.
Appreciate it. I don't even go to titty bars and you're messing it up with me, man. Damn.
Wasn't nobody going to the bar but you.
But even you got to admit, going from this to this to this, that's exactly what that scene was.
Why did you see an empty seat? I was on set floor. God damn, me the proof you showed me James Brown out of nowhere. Oh, you know that's always going to get me.
Yeah, before Eris did that,
somebody was going to break that out today.
No, before Eris did that though, I'm sorry. That dude saying that why back off John Shaft and you should blow a hole in your afro. I'm like, okay, that was actually funny.
I got a picture of Guido.
Man shot the cat. Hey, you better shut that cat up right now.
I love the fact that a dog and a cat ate it in this movie.
I said, there was quite a bit of animal abuse in this movie.
Now, here's the best part.
Not exactly Cannibal Ferox level of animal abuse.
I liked how the cat jumped and all you saw was white poof.
Poof.
That's how you kill an animal.
Stuffed dog that got yeeted.
Hold on, we got stuffed dog that got yeeted, and cutting back to the restaurant. Clearly, what's that thing called? Clearly, a handkerchief mixed in with a glove that's supposed to be the dead cat.
Now my thing is this though too.
It was like this big.
I thought it was interesting because we talked about the weakness of vampires and stuff. The garlic didn't affect him, but he was definitely annoyed by it. It felt like the garlic just annoyed him. Like
he was annoyed by the garlic. He hates mirrors, which was also interesting. Hates mirrors.
Mirrors always a vampire thing anyway?
Oh, there's a reason why. I'm sorry. I was about to ignore this. If there is lore about a vampire not seeing his reflection, that is a reflection of his mortality, meaning that he has no soul. So most vampires, when they see them, don't see themselves in the mirror. That's a reminder of you're dead. Actually,
No soul.
You are.
Yeah.
Look.
So that's kind of where that comes from. I think it's kind of stupid, but I also respect the classic. The classic for that one. I do.
Me and Prime said this. It's hard giving this man credit, but he had a good he did a good plot point with this in the Buffy universe. Like Angel and Spike, they got their souls back as vampires, and it brought this weird quandary of like, oh shit, you got a soul and you're a vampire. You're definitely going to end up coming to conflict of like, is it morally right to kill and all that shit versus you just a vampire, no soul, you're just going to kill, which I thought was interesting.
Kill primarily for survival.
Yeah, and that's it and stuff. I thought, again, to Josh Whedon's credit, that was actually an interesting twist on it. So when you think back to this movie with vampires, it's like Eddie's just like, I kill you regardless. I don't care. Like, whatever. You're dead.
Yeah.
In fact, hold on. He said in that quote from the beginning of the movie, very interesting. I've been stabbed. I've been broken on a rack. I've been burned. But I've been hung. But I've never been shot before. It's very interesting.
It tickles a little bit.
Ooh, tickles a little.
Next time, put a little heart into it.
Oh, no. Hold on. Did y'all also catch this? Him pulling out the heart. Number one, Mortal Kombat reference. Number two, reminded me of Terminator 1 when Arnold punched, yeeted him up, and pulled back a bloody hand.
I take it a step further, and Dio laugh at this.
Gut punch of death.
You remember
that heart looked that perfect.
Dio laugh at this. You remember that skit from Robot Chicken of Mortal Kombat where Johnny Cage was recovering and all of a sudden fight? He got killed.
Hold up, Johnny went through.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I just gotta
Johnny
say
went through. He went through
I just
physical
gotta say,
therapy,
rehab,
went through rehab, went through everything. Round one, fight, yoink.
Meanwhile, my man, I'm thinking because again, I hadn't seen the movie in a minute. Watching it, I thought my man got in the car and drove off. My nigga was like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Dude, get in the car and drive off." I mean, maybe he would have got you anyway, but fuck, man, like
Chris, there was no point. There was absolutely no point in trying to get in the car and do anything. You just put 5 hollow points into a vampire.
You're assuming hollow points. I didn't know it was hollow points.
What did Rita get sent home for again?
Probably because of what happened outside, I guess. I don't fucking know.
I remember they said her boss suspended her for 2 days, and I do believe that was because. Oh yeah, I remember.
I know that's why I was saying.
No. I remember.
You too long.
No. I remember. She slapped the shit out of Alan Payne.
Really? 2 suspension for that?
You entirely too long to dig that, Eris. Ooh, this movie may be lucky it's a cult classic because I love this movie, but there is so much bad with this.
Darius has a good point. The fact that the man behind Scream did this movie, it is mind blowing.
Yes, it's very mind blowing.
Because Scream does the same logic too that Vampire in Brooklyn does of just like, so how did? All right, sure.
That's what
sure.
Hold on. Wait, I'm saying it again. I am saying it again. From the beginning of this movie to the end of this movie, I questioned the durability and sad ability of Max.
I will say the reason why you felt that way about Scream, but the same way in Scream is this, because Wes Craven's movies are built like Wiz Khalifa songs. The first 2 verses are great. The third verse is very questionable, and I don't even think it's the same song you're talking about. That's how it is. So it's sort of like that. Every Wes Craven movie where it's like, how did he get there? Wait a minute. It's like that in every one, man. So I think that's just a sign of the way he does stuff, man. I don't know, man.
I want to talk real quick about one of the funniest scenes in this movie. Eddie Murphy meeting Eddie Murphy.
Well, you knew Eddie Murphy had to break out the good old Eddie Murphy.
That was part,
alcoholic preacher.
Alcoholic preacher. I love the Al Sharpton R. Sharpton all over this.
When he
R.
got
Sharpton.
when he got into the church and said, "God damn,"
That's right.
I died.
You knew that was coming.
God damn anybody. I want to be in this hot ass church. Now come on.
Now the thing of it is that whole scene of him saying evil is good and all that stuff. Evil is necessary. Why is evil necessary? You know, just all the way. And the thing of it is, he does it in such a way. I'm not saying you believe it, but you're like, that kind of makes weird sense.
No. The best. Hold up.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Wait,
in the
real
1990s,
quick. No, real quick. The best line. Rita, pouring her heart out. I think I'm going crazy. Well, that's good. I mean, it's good to get it out. That's what I'm saying.
Rita's face the whole time during the whole sermon was just like a mix of like confused but kind of sticking with it a little. Like,
hey,
it was
Chris,
that was the living meme. That was the meme of when the villain actually makes a point.
Hey, Chris. Also, the face that she made right there was the same face I made through this whole movie. So, you know, we're even, bitch. I looked at it like, ha ha.
This, and then, so, dude, this was Max when he finally banged Rita.
Now, I got a question. Was it turning her into a vampire or was it banging her?
It was.
Okay. Oh, no. Nope. Wait.
I was turning her.
I got you.
The connection. Strength.
No. This is what's dumb. This is what's really dumb. See.
The cross.
She's already half vampire.
Yeah.
Remember, she was born from that of a vampire.
Uh-huh.
All Max did, again, question. All Max did was, I gave you eternal life. So by biting her in the neck, by biting technically another vampire in the neck, you gave you.
It's like Guru and Gohan, man.
I was just about to say this. So basically, you guru'd her from Dragon Ball.
But the thing of it is, fucking Dr. Zayas over here sat there and said, "Hey, if you don't kill an innocent person, you won't become a vampire." But I'm like, but she is.
She's got eternal life.
Movie. And figure it out.
That's hold on.
She's either Blade or she's vampire. Or vampire.
So
which is it?
Bring her vampire power.
Basically,
out?
he brought. Hold on. This basically what happened to Rita is what happens to Blade in Blade 1. The thirst was taking over, and by her bite and by her getting bit, it unlocked the thirst.
Whoa, no. First, gotta rip that cross off her neck.
Yeah, took the cross off her neck. So wait.
Cross suppressed
it. Wait. You're right. The cross suppressed it. Hey D, remember this line? Doc, turn off my pain inhibitors.
So remember,
that's what that was.
Because remember, he's in up there doing the fucking step, side to side with Rita and shit, and then he rips the fucking shit off her neck.
Yeah, you gotta look. And also, you gotta say, take off the cross and bite her. She can get bit on that anytime.
You know what?
I'm
surprised.
niggas. Hold on. She fucks with niggas from the 90s. That would have become a thing until about 2001.
And I'm also surprised that Max's hand didn't burn by touching the damn cross.
Well, that's why he ripped it off. Remember, he just
just grabbed it and yeeted it.
Yeah, so you know it's and
the fact that he kept it in. Hold on, the fact that it stayed in his apartment that whole time.
Yeah. I mean, well, that apartment that went from looking like a fucking Beirut to nice ass fucking apartment and shit. Like, goddamn, like just there. But like the final scene, like I said, my man was doing fucking Tommy Green Ranger spin kicks, and Max is stumbled into a fucking wall. I'm like, but Max, you ate a punch just like 2 scenes ago. Like,
that's the thing. That's his again. That's his questionable superpower. He can eat punches all day.
He ate a steak to the stomach.
Wait. Yes, he did. Also, Chris. But do the freaking Green Ranger roundhouse kick and the Liu Kang flying kick, the forward LK. Do
Shut
that
up,
shit.
man. Stop talking.
Fucking Lee dungaree jeans and shit.
Dungaree.
Hey, you can't bust them.
But pretty sure you can when you're wearing size 30.
I show my age on that. Ooh. Ooh, there are niggas that are born my year that don't know what I just said.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Alan Payne did an actual combo in this movie.
Now here's my thing though. It's gonna get a little gross here. So was Justice's dick confused and aroused at the same time when he was getting beat by Rita on the ground? Like this because remember they were making out hot and heavy and she scratched the shit out of him and he just ignored it like whatever.
By the way, thank you, Chris. I look, all of us up for getting scratched. Everybody's up for that.
It's happened.
That's blood, nigga.
Yeah, she break the skin. It's like whoa, hey.
Like, bro.
Either A, you like it like a slave, or B.
Hey, look, all I'm saying is that air hits it. That air hits it. My hard on is gone. It's like, oh shit, it's stinging. What the fuck? Like, shit.
Yeah, baby.
Listen.
What the fuck?
Hey, look. Listen. The making out is hot and heavy. I really appreciate it, but right now I am bleeding out. Can you please go in the back and get me some goddamn Bakura cone?
Hey guys, I'm sorry. It's time. It's Black History Month. We're black guys.
Some Neosporin.
Hey guys, I just forgot. We're black guys.
No, we're
black men.
Alcohol, nigga.
Let's just keep it a bit. Let's just keep it a buck. We don't feel that until after we bust a nut.
Okay, so here's the thing.
But
D's right.
Why are you on the floor? You.
D's right. D's right. Because I'll say this. I had a situation that happened where I accidentally, you know how like you accidentally stub your toe in the corner of the bed? That happened to me, but like it didn't hit. It didn't hit until like after I was done, and I walked to the bathroom. I'm like.
Again. Hold on, Chris. So what you're telling me, Chris, is after you were done, SOP was offline.
Nigga, bro. hey. Have any of y'all been sick? Have any of you been sick and you do it? And you like, oh man, I don't have that chew.
Nose goes from clear to stuffy as soon as you fucking done. Like, shit.
Just do a line of wasabi.
Oh god.
No, but nah, man.
Japanese cocaine errors.
No, do a line of that shit.
First off, I seen Steve-O do it. Don't recommend. 0 out of 10.
Second of all, I don't know what.
I ain't say inhale. I didn't say ingest. I'm just saying smell it.
Look.
That's all I'm saying.
When you put this in my finger and just eat it and be like,
See, I ain't say do all that. I simply said sniff.
I have a fucking aneurysm on the ground and shit. Like,
you can breathe though, nigga. That's the problem.
I got a question. You let a nigga with that type of head beat you?
Oh yeah. When the S curl, when the S curl was going out of style, and
he had that black man 5 o'clock shadow. Like, don't shade, nigga. You gonna have some fucking black marks.
Look, hey yo,
still got the hamburger meat behind that shirt.
I'm about to say, y'all do not understand. The 100-acre wood.
Time out. I want both of y'all to refresh my memory on this. Did Alan Payne have that much hair in Jason's lyric?
Yes, he did.
Yes.
I don't remember him having that much hair in Jason's lyric.
Nigga.
One of my favorite jokes.
Nigga. That was the geek in that movie, okay?
Because I see that hair there, and I'm like, that's a lot.
Hey Chris, one of our favorite jokes. Yeah, girl, I saw Jason Leary last week. Yeah, but you saw Alan Payne that? Yeah, I didn't use sexy, but his booty was on him. I know that afro was
afro.
Because I know New Jack City.
And then she proceeded to take out many things out of her titties.
No, wait, hold on, Chris.
New Jack City, he was starting to have the hair on his chest.
No, it was pretty much already there.
Alan Payne
Did you see? You saw him and Wesley Snipes playing basketball in khakis. All right, stop.
No, whoa.
Eris, think about that, Eris.
No. Don't you dare say yes, dress pants. Khaki.
No, real talk. Think about that. Black guys wearing dress pants. You guarantee one of them wearing silk drawers. It's 90s deodorant that gave out 4 hours ago, they're playing basketball.
They're playing basketball.
Hairy chest. Good.
Basketball and Stacey Adams.
Dress shoes, which
I know they're y'all young kids.
Hurt.
Let me tell you something, y'all young kids. The way y'all granddaddy smell,
Guess what? We smelled them niggas when they were playing basketball after church wearing cologne playing basketball. All
And,
right?
and they were playing, and that was a hard ass game of 1-on-1.
Dog.
The niggas was playing 21.
That's a lot of huffing and puffing and sweating.
Like you foul me. Foul me. Like man, fuck that shit. Check money.
Let me tell you something. Their feet were barking by the time they got home. That's
the champion was like 13.
Hi.
I know Rita was whipping this dude's ass, and then she goes up to Max and then just bam, stabs him. He's like,
dude, the look of pure surprise that he got stabbed in the heart.
Also, shout out to beginning to move. Eddie, we see him half naked. He kept himself in shape, to his credit.
Of course.
One thing about Eddie Murphy that I didn't realize is that a lot of women didn't want to bang Eddie. He's cute. That's what I noticed.
Are you sure? Are you serious?
Are you just joking? No, D. At this point in his career.
Eddie Murphy, I've noticed to women, he was attractive, but a lot of women, attractive, but I'm not gonna be in line. You know, but I put it this way: a lot of girls our age don't fucking like him. So girls older than us, that's where it gets kind of tricky.
Remember who his hold on, do you remember who his competition was at the time? Denzel.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
I want people to understand
Denzel, 90s Denzel was Eddie's competition.
But here's the thing, though. The thing about Denzel is crazy. If, like, for me, my first Denzel movie was A Soldier Story. And that was Denzel's, I think, second movie after Quigley. Was it Quigley Down Under? Mighty Quinn. Yeah, Mighty Quinn. Because it was like 80. Yeah, it was like early 80s.
After that anyway, though.
But either which way, that was the first movie. And this is young Denzel and stuff. And, like, chicks were like, who's this guy? Like, you know, and this is the movie with him and Robert Townsend and everybody else in the movie. But you're right, it was Denzel. It was like, because he was doing what, Pelican Brief around this time?
Pelican Brief, yes.
Yeah, let's not forget in 1993, it's the movie that he did where Angela Bassett was Malcolm X. And Malcolm X, I think it sounds weird because he was portraying Malcolm X, and it was actually not just a throwaway Malcolm X movie, it was a really good one. But women fell in love with
Donnie Simpson's another one that chicks were falling over.
It was the same category as Donnie
Not
Simpson.
Not really. Donnie Simpson was more of, I bet he can talk to me every day. Like, it was a different type of
what you're telling me, D, is that,
I mean, come on. I'm the face of Video Soul.
So what you're telling me is that,
how you doing, girl? I made some pancakes for you today.
Do you like blueberries?
Time now, Washington, D.C.
I swear to God,
Let me tell y'all, real talk. We're spoiled. Donnie Simpson was good to us DC niggas.
He was.
I want to look. Aaron saw me hype interviewing Big Tigger. My ass will have my dick out seeing Donnie Simpson. Like, oh my God, Donnie, you are so great. Oh. Jesus.
All hail the king of Washington, D.C. by way of Detroit.
Donnie Simpson.
Donald Simpson.
So what you're saying is, D, is that
the green-eyed bandit himself.
So what you're saying,
the King of Azeroth.
What you're saying is,
no, go ahead, Chris.
So what you're saying is, D, is that Eddie Murphy in '95 was getting the same shit that I hate to say it, Jonathan Majors is catching right now from women.
Yes.
Oh,
hold on. Minus having a civil rights face.
Also,
I feel so bad for that man. I feel so bad.
And you forget, look, hey Chris, you keep on forgetting. Back then, Eddie Murphy was also caught with a transvestite, which was super bad back in the day.
Yeah, because that fueled. Funny enough, that fueled the him and Johnny Gill shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Fun little thing also about that. A little joke I heard about that. Somebody said, "What about that time Eddie Murphy with that transvestite?" I thought, but he was caught with a transvestite, and he had a lovely time.
Did that transvestite ever come out and have an interview?
You know how it was back in the day, man. So I'll be honest with you.
I just remember seeing it in tabloids, so I just didn't know.
All I know, he was caught with it, and that's when the time he was supposed to be married with kids. So there you go.
You know what's funny? Eddie Murphy and Hugh Grant.
Lie was he was just giving the transvestite a ride home.
Hugh Grant's another one.
I think he was.
Hugh Grant's
somebody he knew. Come on, it's L.A. It was probably somebody he knew.
But here's the funny part, right? Hugh Grant around the same time got hit with a prostitute, and Hugh Grant, to his credit, he owned it. It was like, well, it was a prostitute.
No. Hugh Grant had two things going for him. He's white, and number two,
British.
he had this. And number two, he had this going for him. Well, I do believe I'm very sorry for what I've done. But I do believe that prostitution was actually allowed here. But I do believe I brought so much attention to every. So
basically,
everybody's like,
Hugh Grant had the ability. Hugh Grant had the ability to stumblingly apologize in British.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy. Eddie, you was caught for that transfer. I was like, yeah, I knew this nigga. What you talking about?
It's like, all right, then. How's that new Nutty Professor movie?
Hey, yeah. You know how Eddie is. Hey.
Actually, nah. Charlie
and
comes
look,
out.
This is LA in the mid-90s. At least two of your friends are transsexual.
Charlie
told his ass he shouldn't have just let him go. Let him go home.
Nah. I feel Charlie is like Bernie Mac.
Hold on, real quick. You know, it was a 90s transvestite. So, you know, like, what about you? Well, first off, me and Eddie.
Okay. Much like
if there was
Fruity to keep driving the car.
Okay. I don't know how crude this will sound. I feel as the cruelty of white people's racism started losing its sting, trans people started going on an upswing in terms of the looks a bit.
Well, Chris,
just like
Chris, the whole this wonderful roller coaster that we call life. It's literally that. It's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Like the shit we're dealing with starts to go down, and the next bullshit goes up.
Because it's like D said. As much as D was, it sounds bad. It's like it's a deep voice dude. It's a trans. It's like that's what we were getting. Like that's what was thrown in front of us.
Back in the day, it was like that. The real
there were no pronouns. It was a transvestite.
They don't last back then.
I mean, look, we talked about it in Crocodile Dundee when he, did the, that shit. It's like, yeah, they were trying their best to, lower their voice and, to try to high pitch the voice, but it's like, that's a guy. Like,
it's clearly a guy.
But like, we didn't know better back then because that's just what it was.
Back then. And no, just look. No need to explain it. Back then it was different, y'all.
Different time.
Everything back in the day is always going to come off rougher. I remember when I was a kid, my dad was like, yeah, it's so much better for y'all, man. Back in the day, we couldn't say blah, 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 blah. Now, looking at me back when I was 8, nigga.
But that's the thing. We bring up Hugh.
Y'all couldn't say, but I can say now.
But we bring up Hugh Grant. We bring up Hugh Grant in the prostitute. Nowadays, it's like commonplace. You be with a sex worker, but the most that will happen is, the sex worker's exposing them because they did some fuck shit. That's about it.
Yeah. Look, and that's why a lot of people don't like sex workers because they actually makes them unionized and it makes them actually liable to tell you about the bullshit y'all do.
Because TMZ, I'm looking at you.
Her. You can't do what you can do what you want. You do that to a sex worker. That's the cops coming at you.
No, because the sex worker get all mad because they got ghosted and left on red, so they just decide to holler at TMZ and just do a tell all.
Which TMZ,
or they'll get on Instagram and just throw everything out there.
I gotta ask y'all this,
which is why shit ain't sacred anymore.
If we're wrapping this up, right?
I just want a prostitute that's going to
in peace.
In peace. Look, Harris, no social media,
no Twitter.
All phones are checked at the door.
Look,
no evidence.
Harris. Best thing, because dudes say what you say will say that all phones check the door except mine because I'm gonna record it.
Now, see, here's me being the person that says he didn't say anything about Polaroids.
Loud ass Polaroid.
Can you stop moving? Shut the fuck up.
They still make Polaroid cameras today. I'm dead ass.
You gotta turn the dial with your thumb.
Look like that. Look. Oh shit, this is cool as hell. Your eyes red. Look like a vampire's on my.
Going back to the vampire.
But going back to this movie, the way
yes, Black Love.
It's
I got a question for y'all.
How black boomers wearing their hair going up?
Wait, that and the other question. How we feeling Eddie Murphy rocking the Bishop from X-Men?
I know, man. I bet he loved it.
Yes.
I bet he loved it. I think everybody.
Okay, I needed somebody to confirm that. Did he? Hold on. I need somebody to confirm that. Did he hate wearing his hair like that, or did
I
he?
need that confirmed. Yeah, that's actually a good question. But here's the thing about Eddie Murphy. He loves that crap. He loves wearing makeup and everything.
Yeah, he does.
So I think he probably would have loved it because Eddie Murphy's one of those dudes. Every time he puts something on, I got a different character. I could be a different person. So I'm pretty sure he loved it.
I could have sworn he hated it.
But then again, much like it's kind of funny. You mentioned Worf earlier with his makeup. He hated that makeup because the glue they used tore up his skin and all the rest of that. That was that's a different night. But still, like I didn't hear nothing about it. I heard nothing about him hating the process. Maybe hating to sit for 3 hours because that was 3 hour makeup on one.
I have it confirmed. So Rolling Stone interview 2011. Basically. He said that the reason why he made Vampire in Brooklyn was because Paramount agreed to release Nutty Professor rights in exchange for him finishing his deal with the studio at the time. So that's why he did Vampire in Brooklyn. He also said that the wig that he wore for this movie was awful. And that's why he said people despised the film.
There you go.
Wow.
I remember that. I remember it was people that hated it, and he knew that wig was bad.
Wow. Yeah. The wig was all right. I like it.
That's what I thought. I thought it was all right too.
Look. Again,
hold on. See, the thing is, we kids coming off of watching X-Men cartoons and shit. We see Bishop. I see Eddie Murphy rocking the Bishop. I'm rolling with it.
Now, here's the thing. Now,
wait. Shift. I'm fine.
I said, wait, hold up. There was a vampire rocking the Bishop. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tevin. Yeah. Before I go to finishing this off, Devil in the Blue Dress. That's the other one that came out before this. Yeah. So Denzel definitely was in competition. But let me ask y'all this: so the way this movie ends with Julian becoming the new vampire, do you think the studio was maybe circling doing a sequel, or you just think that was just
nah? That was just it was just a good way to end the movie.
It's kind of funny. I knew they didn't like the results they got out of this, despite making budget, despite making a good amount. Paramount didn't like the way it came out. Eddie Murphy didn't like the way it came out. Wes Craven was like, it could have been better. You know what I mean? It was just one of those things where everybody kind of gave up on.
It was almost as if it really felt as if the movie was going up against a time clock that didn't even exist.
I mean,
that's
for him,
another thing.
Now that we know that he was doing, to fulfill a contract, now everything starts making sense.
Yeah,
with everything that's happening, because I think even Charlie Murphy admitted like this movie was supposed to be a straight up horror, but Wes Craven came in and was like, "Hey, we need to inject some comedy elements in it."
And I think throwing in I think that was another thing too. There was really no set just idea. You can tell it was what Eddie wanted, what Wes wanted, and then what the studio wanted, and it just
too many chefs in the kitchen.
Now the crazy part is
that's the thing, because people like, but the fact that people look back at this movie and they are fans of Wes Craven, they go, nice.
But you know, what's interesting, because Kadeem Hardis and Alan Payne, they've worked together multiple times. They worked with each other on different worlds, stuff like that. And the thing of it is, like Kadeem, like even now, like because Kadeem, he's getting his resurgence because he's doing a lot of nerd stuff on his YouTube channel and all that stuff. But like he always talked fondly about his time doing this movie because he really enjoyed it and stuff, especially working with Eddie Murphy. Because I mean, let's be real, you work with fucking Eddie Murphy, like come on. And he looks back on this movie very fondly, like, yo, I love doing Vampire in Brooklyn. It was fun.
I mean, I think anyone who had the opportunity to work with Eddie Murphy,
Eddie and John Witherspoon,
John Witherspoon, despite how the movie turned out at the box office, they're gonna look back on it fondly and say, "Hey, I had fun. I got a chance to work with this guy and that guy. That's in my history books now."
Yeah,
you ain't lying about that, man.
Yeah, so I mean,
you get to put that on your thing that I got to do all that, and on top of that, do you know the fact that people keep bringing up what happened to him at the end of the show? Like, yeah, man, how he turned to that was cool, all the rest of that shit. It's weird the love that this movie has.
I mean, come on, look at this.
It's a cult classic. I mean,
guys,
there's a reason.
What get me is the blade glasses, though, bro.
No, hold on. The blade glasses. The Daft Punk coat.
Funny enough, you know what's funny?
I'm sorry. The Lincoln Continental.
No, but here's the crazy part about this. That hairstyle he had, he was rocking that. He rocked that in that movie with him and Mark Dacascos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Drive.
This is what I call jail. Yeah, jail twist. Twist.
Kadeem Hardison was rocking the jail twist at this time. Like he was doing that because he was rocking that in Drive and this, and there was a couple of other movies.
Drive. Yeah, Drive was the other movie.
Yeah, he was doing that, which was.
He was rocking with Glenn Plummer couldn't.
I mean,
man.
Yeah, but this Vampire in Brooklyn, guys. It's a very quick movie. I forgot it was on HBO Max. I was like, oh shit, it's on HBO Max. Dope.
It's to me, it's one of those movies where I sit back and I enjoy the silly special effects. The practical effects was great. I don't necessarily have like an oh my god, fuck this movie, problem with it.
Or eye roll worthy, like
it's eye roll worthy. I point out a lot of the stupid stuff that takes place, and like I said, you can tell that this was a contract fulfilling movie. Like at the beginning stages, the pre-production, I'm pretty sure Eddie had all of these ideas that he wanted to do of making this a straight up horror movie. Wes Craven comes in and goes, let's throw in the comedy bit. So now you got these two pretty much trying to bounce stuff off each other, what works and what doesn't. And you clearly see it in this movie of what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. Even with comedy bits, you could put comedy bits in here that fits, but it feels like the comedy you try to put in there was way bigger than what you kind of needed.
Yes.
It spent either way too long on it, or it wasn't enough in there in the first place for you to even make a joke out of it.
So I'm gonna throw out a line for y'all. Kadeem Hardison almost stole this movie from everybody with this one moment.
Mm-hmm.
When he played the limo driver to pick up Angela Bassett. And in comes, and then you got Alan Payne sitting in the car monologuing how he gonna talk to Angela. This thing got a whole bass in his voice and everything. And he's like,
listen, you gonna listen to me.
He said, you gonna do what I say. Man, I must be crazy. Like thinking I'm gonna talk to her like that. Anyway.
Eris, real quick. Can you imagine somebody just as beige as him saying that? And I thought to myself, hey D, how will your boy, my boy, Aubrey, you gonna listen?
Nah, you can't do that.
No. You gotta do it with a laugh in his voice. I must be crazy. I must be crazy.
I don't know what it does.
As a matter of fact,
hey girl, you gonna listen?
As a matter of fact, it's not even right.
I'm just trying to fucking talk to you.
He don't even do that no more, Chris.
I'm sorry. Anytime Drake does a little, yes, man, here's me. Fuck you. This is working with the light skin in me.
D, are you doing the Michelle? Are you doing the Michelle Obama?
Yes.
Man, no, but listen.
Want to hit him, want to think about piece.
No, but listen, check this out.
This is so yellow.
Check this out.
Oh, I know what part you get there.
Check this out, yo. Check this out. Kadeem Hardison playing it up, just being a limo driver, opens up the door, she gets in, and Alan, of all things that he could think off the top of his head, I was thinking that, I don't know, we can
Get a
go
slice of pizza.
get a slice of pizza, and talk. She's like, you know what? You have yourself a good dinner. Yeah, you too. Closes the door. You thought you was gonna get you some ass tonight, huh?
Pizza place,
Pizza
lying
place.
ass.
This ain't no pizza place around here, you lying motherfucker.
Yo, no. Harris.
Driving the limo off, still talking shit. Get your
Bruh,
ass out the street.
Oh my God. This is why Kadeem Hardison is low-key a comedy genius.
Better take your ass home, rent a video, Blockbuster.
You better go to Blockbuster for yourself a video.
Nah, the one that took me out,
Hold
though,
on,
when he said, get your ass out the street.
Hold on, like, rent yourself a video.
Let me tell you something. Somebody asked me
That
real quick.
Damn near stole the movie from me.
I absolutely love how Angela got ready to leave and all that, right? And I was thinking about myself, damn, that was quick. And then it hit me in the back of my head. Never underestimate a girl who going to get treated.
Dude, the fact that she said,
give me like 10 minutes.
He's like, give me like an hour or something. Yo, she went and got
my lights went off. Fuck.
Oh, D didn't pay his bill.
No. I paid my
Shout
bill.
out to
Pepco.
Nah. That was a shitty. Look, that's a shitty ring light that's been flickering on and off.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Pepco.
Got that shit set to motion. You ain't moving, that thing turns off.
I got that bit set to. I got the shit at bit lots.
But no, I mean, something. Oh, this is the other thing. You know that after Angela gets bit and she realizes, oh shit, my reflection's starting to disappear, yada yada yada. Bruh, okay. Shout out to the Angela Bassett run. When I saw her running through the streets of Brooklyn, I'm like, this needs to be a challenge on TikTok. The Angela Bassett challenge.
It just reminded me.
Hold up, hysterical.
I need Keke Palmer to do that.
Hysterical black woman, like flailing, running.
I gotta be honest.
I need Keke to run down the street in her best Angela.
It just reminded me of the shit from fucking Scary Move, Anna Faris.
And then hold on, and then she runs to a church, yanks open the door, and I'm like, so she's over here quoting Bible verses and asking for God to help her, which is amazing. Hold on, which is amazing to me because I'm like, yo, we actually got some legit supernatural shit. We got white light, the smoke coming out. I'm like, so did that church just have that rigged and ready to go? Or
you open the door.
Maybelline.
Now, here's what didn't make sense to me because that right there, shout out to Channel Awesome, was the big lip alligator moment. A church that opens its doors, you got the freaking the heavenly choir, the white light, the smoke blowing through. She's asking for help and then passes out, and Eddie picks her up and takes her back home, and we never see that again. It's never brought up or nothing.
Art. It's art.
No, it is questioning, as in,
art.
What church is that?
What church is that?
What happened to your face?
Hold on. I looked at Eris for 2 seconds when she fell in that grave. I like that better not be her mama or something.
I know, right?
Oh, I was up. Because you know how even with movies that we seen, you always go, wait a minute, nothing stupid happened at this part, did it?
You know what? I will say this about this movie. They used the Paramount lot for the street scenes, but they did film a good chunk of this movie in New York, in Brooklyn.
Of course.
Yeah,
which I was kind of shocked because I thought it would just been like B-roll shots and everything had been on that studio lot, but they did film a good chunk of this in Brooklyn.
You saw the Twin Towers; they're gonna be there forever.
It's the home of love and the
Shut up!
Welcome to New York City.
Hey!
It's a war going on outside. Nobody's safe from. It don't matter if you 3 feet or 8'1".
Hey, Ayers, real talk. Shout out to all of you fucking Zoomers for doing this. But what? 2001 called. What do you mean the second tower's down? Shout out to all of you Zoomers for making. Oh, I love that meme. Oh, please. 2001 called.
The way
There's a third plane?
the way teenage Eris and Chris was in computer class playing KOF 99 and saw them Twin Towers. It's like, it's gonna stay alive, ain't it, Eris? Yes, it is, Chris. two semesters later.
Shit, fuck off. No, see, you gotta remember, Chris. You gotta remember, I was coming to school that day. I was like, nigga, did you see MJ, dude? Like, his 30th anniversary. That conversation evaporated the moment we were told to watch the news.
We really were playing KOF 1 minute, next minute, Twin Towers gone.
Like, just
damn.
I had a field trip. I had a field trip up to the Twin Towers a year before it happened, right? All D will say is this: I got in trouble, and when I left, I said, I hope this place burns up.
So you pull the paw. So you pull the paw run. If I gotta hear Yamo be there one more time, I want to Yamo burn this place to the ground.
Little did I know. Little did I know, Chris.
Durka Durka Jihad.
No, little did I know when I was saying that to myself. On the other side of the planet. All right, real talk. Listen to me, y'all. We getting planes, right?
Yeah. Dude.
Nah, shut the fuck right. Raheem, shut the fuck up, nigga. This is real, nigga. We getting different planes, right?
No.
So what happened is you're gonna take one to Pennsylvania. I'm gonna take these ones over here.
Now the one you take to Pennsylvania, you're going you turn that bitch into DC, right? And we're going like hit the White House. I don't care they got missiles, man. We can make it.
First of all, at that time, a 23-year-old Salim was watching the news and he just heard, I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
All I'm saying is
he just happened to catch that and he immediate reaction.
There's a movie.
No. Immediate reaction. This is haram. Start the plans.
See, when white men talk about
haram.
See, women will see when you start talking about having sex with Jewish women and lie about it. I told you.
I'll tell you what though.
Haram.
I want people before we're gonna end this with this.
He told us this years ago.
They made a whole hour and 40-minute movie about the plane that crashed in Pennsylvania off a black box. So we're theorizing that the people on the plane said, "Fuck your box cutters, we're gonna put hands on you."
Yes.
We're theorizing that happened.
No.
Theorizing, right?
No, Chris, you gotta remember, there was comics, there was novels, there was everything under. I swear.
Stop that, dude. You said comics. Like, don't do that to me.
There's an actual fucking comic.
Remember that shitty.
No, he's talking about the Flight 93 one. That's the thing. He's talking about
that shitty Flight 93 movie they made on NBC starring like Travis Trent or some bullshit like that.
Yes.
I remember the one that went to theaters. I didn't know NBC did one.
There was like one shittier one of that.
Everybody did one. Hell, I think Lifetime did one.
Flight 93, it just felt like we were trying to grasp onto some hope, and I get it, but it was like, really? This is an hour 40 minutes of material here? Like,
seriously, Chris. It was the only thing that we really had to use.
You know what?
Out of that entire tragedy, that was the only thing that we could really grasp on.
Because you know what the really shitty one was?
Other than overly American like movies going forward for like the next 6 months.
Or Chris, look it up if y'all want to. You could just watch the Rudy Giuliani movie.
We deep throwing themselves.
Oh, you know. The 9/11 part is most of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Giuliani, the whole movie.
Yeah. All his racism and how he secretly had all the homeless people shot in the fucking face.
Oh my god.
So
I'm sorry for deviating for that, folks. It's just that popped in my mind. I was like, what the hell? Like, that it's just because even at the time I was just like, I got an hour 40 out of this shit. Like, see, here's the thing. At least World Trade Center, you had something to go off of. The heroes of the fire. That you got something.
Yeah, that was something different.
You got something there, right? Because that's something that definitely is interesting. There's the firefighters that went in there because you had a ticking time bomb of the towers falling. So it made sense. You got something.
Right. Again, better to be a mystery than to be wrong.
But anyways, Vampire in Brooklyn.
So, yes, with this, this movie being the cult classic that it is, And again, I look back on this movie honestly with fond memories. It's I'm not gonna not harmless because it's definitely got its flaws, but it's got a charm. It is definitely in cult status for a reason.
Yeah. So what we got next on the docket, D?
So next on the docket, it's gonna be weird. We will be back next week. Just don't know what day. Probably next Friday. I don't fucking know.
Probably after Valentine's.
Yeah, it's gonna be after Valentine's Day. We're all trying to have sex. Anyway, the point is this.
Way to be blunt.
When we come back, let's get this shit over with. Let's talk about one of my favorite women in the world, how pretty she was, and how she only had 2 lines. It could have been special. She was one crazy ass bitch. We are going to talk about Rush Hour 2.
Interracial.
With with the very snack size Zhang Ziyi.
And special guest appearance by Ernie Reyes Jr.
I'm sorry, but who?
You made that sound like he was gonna be on the pod, bro.
But who?
Ernie Reyes Jr.
Special guest appearance by Ernie Reyes Jr.
I will never forget how I was sitting in the movie theater and
it took me a second to figure that out.
The movie theater. Yo, Kano.
I had to really ask myself, like, is that Ernie Reyes Jr.? Like,
I know. It was so wild.
That was like the weirdest, most random shit ever, him showing up in this movie.
Shout out to one of our friends, Eris. This is an old one. I'm bringing out. Cheap suits, how cheap?
But also, we have to pay homage to this man because he literally surprised me because he's always good in every movie. One Don Cheadle.
Oh my God! Yeah. The movie, in D's opinion, that got Don Cheadle work.
Yes.
I don't know how. I have no way of proving it, but it got Don Cheadle work.
No, D. This movie got him Hotel Rwanda.
Man, listen.
I don't know how.
Jackie Chan hooked that shit up.
This movie got him Swordfish. No, we came up first.
Swordfish in this.
Swordfish in this. They both came out the same year.
Okay.
Yeah.
He
got Hotel Rwanda. Jackie Chan was like, I love Don Cheadle. Get him Hotel Rwanda.
Get him Hotel Rwanda.
Oh my God.
Even though Jackie Chan.
But yeah, we're going to do that next week, and so it's going to be that, and we get to talk about Chris Rock again, and that one Spanish woman who I can never name, but she's been in that movie.
Rosalind Hernandez or something.
Yeah, her, how she had she was supposed to be big. One of my friends was super in love with her. Was that you, Eris?
There's a competition between Rosalind.
One of my friends was super in love with her. That wasn't you, was it?
Oh, wait a minute.
Homegirl for Rush Hour 2.
Oh,
that wasn't you.
No, it wasn't me. It was
somebody we knew. It was somebody we knew.
I know exactly who it was.
All right, we ain't gonna say his name.
I'm just gonna say this. I feel Rosalind Sanchez. I feel Eva Mendes took Rosalind Sanchez's job.
She did.
Oh yes, she did.
100%.
Because both of them were in movies at that point. It is like, oh shit, well, Eva Mendes is getting all work.
And they were both kind of similar. They were both kind of similar when you think about it.
You ain't lying, because it's like, hey, Rosalind, what are you doing now?
I could have swore they were the same girl when I was a kid.
Exactly, like, bro, you could take Eva Mendes and Rosalind Sanchez and put them together and be like, y'all sisters, or is this supposed to be a buddy cop movie?
You put them in the same blender. You put them in the same blender. You put them in the same blender and add hot sauce. You make.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I was watching Narcos and I was waiting for Rosalind Sanchez to pop up out the blue just cause.
You know what? It's always funny when you watch certain shows. Like, I know this motherfucker gonna show up.
Yeah, because when you
watch. Good example. I'm watching 1923 with Angie. Right? We watching that show. Right? Of all the celebrities I can think of, me saying, I bet Peter Stromeyer is gonna be in this motherfucker. Never crossed my mind. Next thing I see a pirate. What are you talking about, boy? I'm like.
Because it's like that when it comes.
By the way, don't smile, Eris. He dies in one episode.
But it's like when you get like big Hispanic productions, it's like Sonia Braga's guaranteed to be in that because it's Sonia Braga. Jimmy Smits because it's Jimmy Smits.
It matters. It matters what it is.
Okay, well, yeah.
It matters what it is. Jimmy will be there. You can't
Jimmy,
get Jimmy though.
What's his face? I can't reach these kids. That dude.
Almost.
Yeah, Edward James almost, because he's in the fucking Mayan show as the father and shit.
I forgot he is in that job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, like I said, next week, Rush Hour. We'll see all y'all there. Peace.